$0.60.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think about this, and I got your phone number here, and we can communicate.
So Jesse, so help me understand a little bit better. Is it the price that you want to think about, or whether or not you actually need any coverage?
Well, I'm 81, and I plan to live at least 15 more years. I got to outlive my brother, and it's a little bit of everything, really. It's the price, what I'm going to get out of the bank for my boat. It's just a little bit of everything.
Well, probably the best thing to do would be call me the day before you're going to die, and that way we can get it in place, and it doesn't, you get the best insurance for nothing,
Yeah, you're right there.
The problem, the whole idea of insurance is to insure you against, right?
Yeah.
If we could guarantee that we're going to live for, you're going to live till 96, that's awesome. But I'm not saying you're not. You might live to 100, 5, who knows, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is,
my brother's 95, and he just quit driving, gave up his license, gave him up himself. He had a stroke, and he gave him up. And his wife is still alive. They've been married for 70-something years.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow,
he's a renaissance man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. He's 95, huh? So he's quite a bit older than you, huh? That is quite a bit older, isn't it?
Yeah, he's 12 years. They're 14 years older than me.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, he's been my idol ever since I was growing up. So.
Yeah, no, that makes it easy, especially when they're that much older than you. It's easy. He's a teenager when you were born. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably took really good care of you. Huh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So, well,
yeah, he's something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me think about this, and I'll get back with you. But I appreciate your time.
So, no, I completely understand, Jesse, and that makes sense. But typically, when people tell me they want to think about it, it usually means that they don't want to do it. So I'm not offended if you tell me you don't want to do it. I also understand at the age. That's why I said if there's financially, if you're in a situation where you don't really need life insurance, then at 81 it doesn't make sense, right? But always the question that I ask is, why did we wait till 81, right? I mean, either one, you're financially not worried about it, or two, you just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Which one was it?
Well, that putting it off is one, and the other one is I'm at the bird to it. He wouldn't lose anything, if there wouldn't be nothing out of his pocket. I've got savings out there, in his name and my name, and it's just one of those things that to make him easier on him,
Yeah. Well, is he worth that, $75 a month? Because that's really all it comes down to. I mean, this isn't going to, this is one of those things where you're going to be gone, so it's not really going to matter. But you lost your wife, so you know what it matters to you. You know what I mean? When that happens, it's like, but sometimes it's just a matter of respect, right?
Yeah. $78 to $75 a month. I'm pretty well. I don't think he ever make too much money, but sometimes it wouldn't bother him to, have to pay the difference. But yes, that does sound interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, again, the hardest part about this is not what we've just done, but is actually getting the approval, because we have to go through that actually they pull up your medical bureau of information and then make a decision off of that. So that's actually the hard part. And the nice thing is once you're approved, you're locked and loaded forever. You could always change, say, hey, you take the bare minimum, and then if you wanted to increase it later, right, you could definitely do so. But they're not going to, nothing gets charged today. I mean, you couldn't do it even if you wanted to, because, again, while you're thinking about it, so is the carrier, right? Like, they've got to think about whether or not they're going to insure you. So it takes about 10, 15 minutes to run through that part of it, and we can actually send you in and see if we can get it approved for you, and then we know. And there's a reason why you called me. You know that, right? Like, if you picked up the phone call because you're interested in getting something taken care of, maybe, like I said, get that burden off your back, stop thinking about it, and just, make a decision, either do it, don't, but, that way you're not having to carry the monkey around all the time.
You're right. But, that said, let me go get it, and I might call you back tomorrow. I never know.
I do know, Jesse. Nobody ever does. Very, very rarely do people think about it. Well, yeah.
I'm not surprised
You've been thinking about it until you got to 81, right? And you haven't made a decision. Today's decision point. And like I said, you're not paying anything. You're just literally progressing it down the path to get yourself a little bit closer. So if you think about it, and then tomorrow you decide you don't want it, I think you're better off doing it like that than the other way, to where you go, you're literally, I can tell that you got your stuff put together, right? You're a smart guy, you're a good dad, you've handled your business, right? You're probably married to your wife for years, right? You're a legitimate guy, you take care of your business. And a lot of times, just handling that last part, right? Get it off your mind. But I would tell you it's much better to think about whether you want to do it after you've already know that you actually got it. Now, again, they're going to think about it just like you, right? They're going to go in, they're already Most carriers are closed for Good Friday anyway, so they're not going to process, they're not even going to start really digging into it till Monday, Tuesday. But it definitely gives you plenty of time to think about it as well. But, we want to think about something we can think pretty quick. What we're doing right now is putting off a decision, right? So it's okay if you decide you don't want to do it. I'm all right with that. But if you honestly want to think about it, like, even if they, process your payment in a week, you still have 30 days of a free look period where they'll refund you 100% of it. And then the worst we're doing is talking about having a $75 a month payment. And, you're saying that's not a big deal. It's not financial stress. You got the thing handled. It's done and taken care of, and you can move on with your day. Go enjoy your Easter weekend and get it done. Spend the 15 minutes with me, and let's get this handled for you.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
All right. So real quick, what's your date of birth?